Buy or sell the Turkish Lira? First off, read this disclaimer carefully and do your good deed of the day by liking and subscribing. So, we go here, and here we have the pair. So the euro has strengthened 52% against the Turkish Lira from the 52-week low. That's big, that's huge in the forex market, and it is basically at the 52-week highs. So you can see that of all these pairs, this pair has been in an absolute tear. So that means that the Turkish Lira has been very weak vis-a-vis the euro. So here we have the chart, and within this time frame we have seen euro strengthen 665% against the Turkish Lira. That is enormous. Having said that, throughout this huge bull market for the euro, we have seen some pretty sizable pullbacks every now and then. Like here, temporarily, the euro weakened, minus 29%. Here, it weakened 17-ish%. So there can actually be some pullbacks. Even though, in the bigger picture, it's pretty clear that things are pretty bad for Turkey. However, given the connection between Turkey and Europe, if things become too bad for Turkey, that can be very destabilizing for Europe, because Turkey is a very key country as far as immigration goes. And if, let's say, Turkey implodes, then there will be this mass surge, towards Europe, and that could lead to, very extreme political radicalization in Europe. And Europe has a very bad track record as far as, political stability in times of stress. And that's the key thing. We should not look at Europe and how it performs, when we have a massive bull market and there's money flowing all over the place. The key thing about Europe is look at what happens in deep bear markets. Then it gets really dramatic. I mean, literally, the only two world wars we have, they started in Europe. That's something to think about. Here are the daily data points. Huge move. So let's look at these other indicators. Looking here at the MACD, pretty high reading, but we have actually been even higher in the past, like back here. Looking at the RSI, we were a bit higher back here. But back here, we did actually have this kind of RSI before we had the pullback. Here also, this kind of RSI, and then we pulled back to the purple 20-week moving average. And looking at, the PPOs, distance from the 20, 50, 100, and the red 200-week moving average, it is rare for the bulls to be able to push it even further up. We usually see a mean reversion. When we go to the daily data points, we see something similar. RSI is at an extreme level. The last time we had, this RSI was back here. Then we did have a pullback. So there's a lot of reasons now to expect a pullback. Looking here at the MACD, I think that there's at least, and I'm just talking about a mean reversion. Okay, this bullish thesis is not like that we are going to see like a massive strengthening of the Turkish lira. It could happen, but this is more, mean reversion, which would be temporarily bearish for the euro, which would be bullish for the Turkish lira. And as we saw, these mean reversions, they do happen occasionally, and they can offer some pretty substantial gains. When we look at the correlations, 91% here with the S&P 500, 72% here with the VGK, which is the European stock market ETF, and then minus 44-ish with the Turkey stock market ETF, and then minus 74% here with the dollar index. Short term, 55% with the S&P 500, 21% with the Europe ETF, and then minus 39-ish% here with the Turkey ETF, and then 53% positive with the dollar index. So the correlation here, especially with the Turkey and the European stock market ETFs, there are correlations, as you can see, but like long term, you do have that 72% positive correlation here with the European stock market ETF, which is what we would expect. But yeah, if you look and compare here, I think we just jump into the long-term picture. So this is the seasonality comparing the European stock market ETF with the Turkey stock market ETF, and you see that Europe tends to outperform Turkey, especially in November, and also to an extent in so November and December tend to be strong-ish, but on average there is actually a bit of a loss here in December, and then January is the weakest month. So I think that looking at this from a more like a mean reversion trade, I think that you could make a pretty decent case that we have many reasons to expect some weakening here of the euro in this pair. The long-term picture is what it is. The euro has strengthened very substantially against the Turkish lira. But as I said, there's only so much weakness that we can see in Turkey before it becomes a very serious problem for Europe. So yeah, as things get more dire in Turkey, Turkey is going to need more aid, and I think that this is definitively one of those situations that we have to watch a bit closely, because looking at it historically, right, when you have this complete collapse of a currency, that is when you can get these times of massive political instability. And if hypothetically, right, the Turkish lira weakens so much, that it just completely unravels, and if there's like uproars, massive uproars in Turkey, then Turkey might, the state might lose its ability to be that buffer, because to a large extent, Turkey is like a big dam at this point, and if it breaks, then things can get pretty dramatic across Europe.